Hey, this is GatorX and happy Halloween. Gonna be opening up the Pokemon Halloween Advent calendar. Not technically Advent because it's for Halloween, not Christmas. But yeah, this one is a big box. I opened one of these, I think back in 2021 when they first started doing that, but let's go ahead and get to that opening. So here we are, here's the countdown to Halloween, bit of a different angle obviously because, you know, it's big, we're gonna have to open it, but let me take this plastic off and then we'll get to the insides. Well, that was actually pretty easy to open, and then here, now we'll have a good backdrop, and that's gonna be a while to stay open. There we go. I wonder how many people will do stuff like this, but as you can see, it's numbered, and I think we got a few more numbers below. I got kind of a weird arm right now, but I'll show you what's what, and then we'll open everything up and we'll set it here on the table here. Yeah, I'm just not built for this kind of setup. But let's go day one. And inside, here we are. Inside we got Ditto Pikachu. Yeah, you can tell with it. So yeah, these are just made by Jazzwares, or this whole thing is made by Jazzwares. So these are similar to the current Jazzwares toys that we have here in the US. And it says they have a special finish, or I think only certain ones are supposed to have a special finish. But that's pretty funny. Hey, Ditto's wearing a Pikachu costume. We'll set him here, and we'll go with day 2. Get that. There we go. Okay, after struggling with the plastic, there we go. There is Zora. Little Zora figurine. Another good choice for like a Halloween kind of Pokemon to include in this. There we go. Day 3 is right here, right next to 2. Alright, I feel like this might get a little easier. And here, first one we've got is, or the first little cardboard thing we've got. By the way, it is not all figurines. There are a bunch of little like cardboard stands here for your little display. I'll go ahead and make that at the end, or assemble that at the end, and we'll see everything all put together. But for now, let's move on to day 4, which is right over here. And looks like another Pokemon. It is Houndour. That's a good choice too. We don't see Houndour a lot here. You know, interesting, this box doesn't have like any real theming for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but Houndour, you know, plays a pretty good role in Scarlet and Violet, so I guess I'll count this one as our Scarlet Violet rep. That's pretty neat. I really do like having it actually in 3D. You can see the bone shapes on him. But now let's move on to day 5, right over here. And that looks like that's just another cardboard display. Looks like a Witch's Cauldron, a spoopy. Day 6, it's gonna be the big, is that a gumdrop? Or is, oh yeah, I see it. It's one of those, oh, I have a bunch of those. But like candy corn basically, shaped like a pumpkin. And that is just another cardboard display. Looks like a spider web. Like I said, we'll take a closer look at all of those later. So now we're gonna go with day 7, which is actually down here. And sorry if you couldn't see the opening of that. But yeah, it's Bulbasaur wearing a little pumpkin or a little jack-o'-lantern hat. That's pretty funny too, that kind of hat. What would you call that hat? Well, I guess maybe you could call it like a baseball cap or something like that. But it's pumpkin shaped all around. That's actually really neat. Would have been cooler if he was wearing, like, you know, he had his the bowl painted to be like a jack-o'-lantern. But I mean, hey, jack-o'-lantern, I think it's pretty fitting for Bulbasaur for a costume. Let's go to day 8, which is going to be right here, the Taffy. And inside, that's just more decorations. Looks like a pile of candy. Again, we'll see that at the end. Day 9, the big old lollipop here. Oops. So, as you can see here, that is a Dreepy. Yeah, a Sword and Shield Pokemon, obviously. So, from last gen, but I like seeing Dreepy in toy form, actually in 3D, and if you're wondering, there was a stand here that just goes into the bottom that kind of flew off along with him, so that we can actually have him floating. But I am a fan of Dreepy. That's pretty neat. I always kind of forget it's a ghost type, but then I remember, no, it's super phantom-like. So let's move on to day 10, which is actually down here in the corner. And ooh boy, you can see him peeking out. Let me try and get him. Okay, that wasn't too difficult, but it is a Duskull. That's actually really neat. that we're seeing a lot more ghost Pokemon in these. I did open one of these like 2 years ago, the one that came out, and it seems like now we have, yeah, definitely more ghost type Pokemon. That's right, I always forget, like, you know, Duskull's basically only got one eye in there behind the skull that just kind of shifts between eye and eye. Ooh, I really like that. Look how pudgy this dude is. I love it. Duskull is actually one of my favorite ghost Pokemon. But let's move on to, that was day 10, day 11, which is going to be another one down there, and 12 is right next to it, in case you're wondering. There we go. Oop. And yep, it is Mimikyu. Yeah, the arms are kind of like bendy. I feel like that is very dangerous. Those are definitely going to snap if you're not careful at all. But look, we got the glowing eyes Mimikyu. Does that count as like the busted head because it's kind of tilted? But yeah, there's definitely more of an emphasis on like the actual true form there. Ooh, and it's a little hard to hold, or at least from this angle. But yeah, there's Mimikyu. So moving on to day 12, like I said, down in the corner there, let's see what awaits us. And it looks like just more cardboard, being a pile of pumpkins. But that brings us to the last day, day 13, which is right here. Which, yeah, obviously you're supposed to start this like 13 days before Halloween and count down to it. But let's see what is in the final day. And it is predictably Pikachu, the real Pikachu, in a little pumpkin costume. Nice. And I realized I actually kind of massacred the background there. I hope it looks decent. I'm gonna go ahead and assemble everything, and we'll look at everything all together. So here we go. Here is everything that you get. All those little cardboard displays popped out. I've got the little pumpkin badge here. With this one looks like it's kind of like a little photo op, or a little, you know, one of those things you would take a picture by standing behind, because it's got a big hole in the pumpkin. So I put Bulbasaur and Pikachu there. Got Mimikyu here, chilling out with the other jack-o'-lanterns, kind of angry because it's looking at the imposter Pikachu. Meanwhile, we got the dogs, well, and the fox kind of, you know, eating some candy. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. I think it's a tree. It feels kind of flimsy, or maybe it's supposed to be like a platform. Yeah, you can see that fell over, but it's got like a spider web design on it. I think that's how it was supposed to be assembled. And then, meanwhile, lastly, I just put the ghost types here by the cauldron, because I think that's pretty appropriate, or at least Duskull looks like it fits there. But that is everything you get. I think overall, the little cardboard things aren't like, you know, terrible or bad. I feel like it used to be more, but getting, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 figurines for 13 days, and then, you know, 5 cardboard displays, that's pretty great. This one, though, I think, yeah, maybe it adds a little atmosphere. Maybe it's supposed to be a tree or something, but it really doesn't. I feel like it doesn't add all that much. Everything else, I think, works pretty well, but that has been the countdown to Halloween. I'm going to be setting these up, obviously. You know, I have the last year's one. I'm going to go ahead and go into my Halloween decorations, break those out, and I'll set them all up together. So maybe I'll show that off in some. Okay, so I had just wrapped up my video, but as I was picking this up, I was like, why is it so heavy? And I realized this here is one more pull tab. There's a big thing, so let me see what is inside. I actually have no idea. Let me try and maybe preserve that a bit, but yeah, as you can see, it is big. What is it? Oh my gosh. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, so I found the special finished ghosts. There they are. Oh boy, wow. So here is Ghastly. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow, and look, can even rotate inside the little gas. Wow, that's actually... Oh, huh. Okay, that's how you're supposed to move it around. Whoa, that's actually really, really neat. Yeah, there he is. Wow. I was like, how are they going to do Haunter? But the hands are actually attached to a base there, and then the body is separate, and that just goes on like that. Wow, these are very, very different from the others. Yeah, I see. See, they're kind of like sparkly like that. That's kind of like what they were meant to be. Oh, that looks actually pretty good. So yeah, that would explain why this felt so heavy. And does it have some kind of action here? Looks like the tongue. Yeah, there we go. Let's get that in focus. So pressing down on the feet will make the tongue stick out like that. And then the arms are posable. Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. So let me put everyone down here. So kind of keeping the same setup more or less. I just threw the ghosts back there. They definitely, I think they don't really fit all that well because, you know, they're kind of like differently scaled, different size. And as you can see, they got like action figures or action like features in them. But I still think that's pretty neat. Again, you're getting a lot more obviously than I thought, you know, than last year's, because if you're getting like, you know, 3 more figurines, that's pretty neat. Those I would say are definitely more like toys. Well, then again, these are like toys. They're all toys, but yeah, that is everything there. Wow, that is actually pretty neat. I cannot believe I did not think to open that up. That explains why it all felt so heavy. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the opening, let me know, and if you'd like to see more, maybe like 1 or 2 more Halloween videos here on this channel, again, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, this has been GatorX. Happy Halloween.